Hi, I'm Isaiah with Academic Expeditions, and we would like to remind everyone that the landmarks of our country are not just the sites that you visit with your eyes and with your feet, but they are also things like music and song that you can visit with your ears and also with your heart. I would like to give you a tour of a song, one that's original message is largely overlooked today because of how actually famous and well-known the song is. There's also a sense today that to protest is perhaps unpatriotic. And sure, an excess of outrage can blind us to some of the things we should be grateful for in our country. But to protest is also something embedded in our nation's founding. In the First Amendment, among the freedoms listed are the freedom of speech and the right to assemble and to petition your government for a redress of grievances. So protest and patriotism are not mutually exclusive, but rather they are collaborators in the refinement of our nation and our nation's history. And for me, this song best represents that interplay. Woody Guthrie wrote "This Land Is Your Land" in 1940, a decade into the Great Depression. He was inspired to write it actually as a counterpoint to the hugely popular Irving Berlin song, "God Bless America," which was being played on the radio all the time, particularly Kate Smith's operatic version. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam, God bless America. Well, you see, Woody Guthrie didn't disagree with that message so much. It was more the perspective which he thought was too idealized and lofty. And as any good folk singer would want to do, he wanted to bring it down to earth into the perspective of the common man, feet on the ground, going through this landscape, which indeed can be a blessing, but can also be a curse. You see, Woody Guthrie was from Oklahoma, and I also am from Oklahoma. A lot of people call it flyover country, but I prefer to call it the heartland. I grew up on a small town right on Route 66. And it connects small towns and cities across the plains to the West Coast. And in Woody Guthrie's day, this highway was kind of a refugee highway because he, along with thousands of others from the heartland, experienced this double whammy of the Dust Bowl, an agricultural crisis, on top of the Great Depression, a financial crisis. And so he and others, like exiles, traveled to California and around the rest of the country looking for work and opportunity to survive through these difficult times. And so he rubbed shoulders with the people who experienced that and experienced it himself, and that inspired his music. And this song, everyone knows the familiar chorus, but I'm going to sing the original lyrics, which reflect the struggle that he so often sang about. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. I said this land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding, this land was made for you and me. Was a big high wall there that tried to stop me. A sign was painted, said private property, but on the backside it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. One bright sunny morning in the shadow of the steeple, By the relief office I saw my people as they stood hungry. I stood there wondering if this land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, when I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, and a voice was chanting as the fog was lifting, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Oh, this land was made for you and me. Thank you all for listening.